How's it going, everybody? I want to show you guys how I sand and attach a drawing to this guitar. So I got this guitar from Novo Guitars. It's a Solus M1, which means it has a one pickup and a bridge, and it's going to have one volume knob, I believe, or tone knob, probably volume knob. And I did a digital drawing, which I have right here. This is just part of the digital drawing because my printouts don't do the entire, I can't print out the entire guitar. This is 11 by 17 inch piece of paper, and I sized it to the guitar exactly. So it's going to fit just like that. And I'll show you guys how I make it so that this surface here can actually take the PanPastel, which I'm going to use, which is over here, the PanPastel, which I'm going to coat the back of this with, and then how it actually attaches. So this finish is really interesting. So I get questions all the time about how I paint on guitars, and what's special about this guitar is that it has a nitro lacquer finish, which is suitable for oil paint, for accepting oil paint. Polyurethane, I believe you can also paint on. You have to sand it though a lot to be able to open up the grain of the polyurethane, of the plastic, to be able to paint on it. But I believe that you can also paint on that. You guys fact check me on that definitely in the comments if you guys know if that's not true. I want to make sure I give out accurate information. I know that I've painted on these guitars before, actually almost the exact same guitar, I did a portrait on the guitar. This time they asked me if I could do a skull for this upcoming convention called NAMM, which is a musical instrument convention in Anaheim, California in January. So that's what I'm kind of, now it's December 10th, 2024. So I'm hoping to finish this and that amp head design, so that this is a collaborative between Novo Guitars and Two Rock Amplification. So just to show you guys, so I basically will take the guitar and I get a grit sandpaper that I like. So 1500 grit is pretty good. This is for my circular sander. I don't need the circular hand sander for this because that'll be way too much. Pretty funny when you get messages from your wife while you're doing a YouTube. So I know I'm essentially covering the whole guitar, and so I just need to hand sand it just to open up a little bit of the lacquer here to be able to, because right now it's got a pretty smooth finish. I don't want to sand so much that I'm getting down to the wood grain. I just want to open up the tooth of the guitar, just to give a little bit more adhesion to the oil paint and the finish. Looks pretty good. Not a lot of dust is coming up. Awesome, so just kind of clean it up a little bit. Now, using black paint, I don't usually paint on black. I usually paint on a gray surface. And so using black, I'm not going to use black PanPastel like I would usually. I'm going to take my transfer right here, which is kind of neat. I'm going to put the guitar aside, and I'm going to use PanPastel right here. So what this is it's a clean way to do it. You can use sponges and all different types of things. I like to keep things a little bit cleaner in the studio, and so I have kind of a dedicated area that I coat the back of my drawings. And I did this drawing as a digital sketch on my iPad as a study, so I was able to work on it while I was on an airplane going to Austin about a week and a half ago. And that way you can also do drawings anywhere you are. So you're pretty much maximizing your time as an artist, making sure that the nub right here, you can feel it. Kind of like make sure your toes are all the way in your sock on your soft tool number 4 is what they call this with PanPastel. You can see right here on the package. We should have a number 4, which is the trowel shape. I like the trowel shape because it's very much what I use for drawing and painting. And so I have a video on here of the drawing being the time lapse of the sketch, of the iPad sketch. Now I have PanPastel. PanPastel comes in all these different colors, and I'm gonna go with this color right here just to check it out. I'm gonna do a test real quick to see if I can see it well enough on the guitar to be able to paint. I've used white in the past or light colors before in the past, and I didn't love it. I like using the dark as I move my coffee. Oh, very important to always have coffee on hand as well. I guess that you could say this channel is fueled by caffeine. And so I take this, and I'm going to go into the lighter of the two, coat that, and I'm just going to test it out just really quick on an area, just right here. Going to grab a stylus now. Cool, so I did that little area. I'm going to take the guitar now and just try it out in a section of the guitar that probably won't have much going on. So basically we have the little red spot, and just right in here, just do a circle to see how it transfers. And it looks pretty good. Let's check it out up close here at the camera. And you can see how it's very contrasty against the guitar. Right? So that looks good. We're going to put that aside. Now we're going to coat the whole paper with this color. Making sure it's really even and dark. And I'm just going around the outside of where I know the guitar is, right, where there's a drawing. You don't have to coat the entire paper. In fact, I want you to kind of make sure that there's not a lot of dust coming up, because the PanPastel will be a little bit too much when you transfer, that it'll get onto areas within the drawing that you don't want. So you want to really kind of work the PanPastel into the paper. I do the same method for wood. Actually, this is oil on wood because it's just a guitar. So I check it, make sure that everything is covered. That looks pretty good. The fun part is I'm going to take scissors. Now we take scissors and we basically cut out the guitar. Now we take the guitar and it'll fit. Make sure it's placed the way you want it. I feel like I want to make a blue tape bracelet and carry blue tape with me wherever I go. It looks good with the watch, right? Blue tape bracelet, because I use so much of this stuff for everything. So, like I said before, we hinge our sketch. I'm feeling around the edges here. It looks like it's pretty well established. And it's kind of neat to see where the pickup is going to be. We're going to worry about the pickup later. They sent that to me separately. The pickup cover I'm going to paint over top, which is going to be right where the ear would be, which is the same as the last pose that I did. But I'll show you guys on the skull here. So this is a ballpoint pen, and it's a very fine tipped ballpoint pen. And I just trace over my drawing. and you can see where it's transferred. Let's get up closer so you guys can see. I don't want it to be too crazy light. I just wanted to be able to see exactly what's kind of going on here for the drawing. Great. And that's how I transfer the sketch. I'll tile the back and do the same exact thing. So thanks guys for watching, and I will try to post more about the process when we start to move into actually painting this. And I think I'm going to try to post I'll post a finished sketch as well. If you like this content, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. If you know any friends that are going to paint a guitar, I'm working on this guitar now for this month, and it's going to be a fun journey to follow. Just wanted to show you guys what it looks like after. It was hard to see, I think, on the last video. So this is the half that I'm going to do. So you can see, hopefully that'll come into focus. There's the skull. It looks kind of cool. I think I'm going to photograph it before I start painting. Well, I guess it's going to be on the easel when I start, so that'll be cool. I just got to do, I'm going to tile the next half and put it right there, and it'll be done.